Okay. So, as you aware about that, today is the first class for your board. Okay. So I'm just sharing my screen. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let's discuss about the agenda. What we can discuss in the going forward. What we're discussing here. Okay. So so before going to that, okay. Myself Ravindra. Okay. I'm currently working in the MNC company as a project manager. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I have totally 16 years in the SAP MM exposure. So MM and WM both I worked on. So I worked in the different implementations, rollout, upgradation projects. So different kind of projects I worked on. And moreover, I worked on the different industries like apparel and footwear, manufacturing, food industry. So different. I worked on that. Okay. So this is my overview of the my background and that's why my experience, working experience. Okay. So do you have any questions on that? If you have any questions, please let me know. Or else we'll continue. We'll start that.
No questions, sir.
Okay. So before starting that, okay, I just want you from your background. So how you started your career and so how are you working in the SAP or maybe non-SAP? Uh, so can you give me some background? What your background, education, and everything? Sure. So, shall we start with Yogesh?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So,
Yes.
my highest qualification is MBA in marketing.
Okay, great.
Post that, I worked for 1.5 years in sales, corporate sales.
Okay.
And after that, I thought of doing SAP certification. So I completed my
Mhm.
SAP certification in 2019, March 2019.
Okay.
And
Oh,
from April, I started working with Eva Consulting Private Limited. So in total, I
uh-huh.
have got around almost 4 years of experience in corporate in SAP SD, and
Okay.
in total I have 5 years and 5.5 years of experience, out of which 4 years of experience is in SAP SD. And
Oh,
now
great.
I thought, I need to upskill myself, and
Mhm.
that is the reason why I'm doing SAP MM.
Oh, great. Great, Yogesh. And Shankar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Myself, Shankar. I have completed my BTech Mechanical Engineering
Mhm.
at 2016.
Okay.
After that, I have worked as a JCB service engineer for 4 years.
Mhm.
Simultaneously, I am preparing for government exams too.
Okay.
Right now, I am looking for a change in my career, so I am looking for a software job. So I have
Okay, great.
chosen SAP MM.
Oh, great. Okay, then. So let's start then. Okay. So I'm just sharing that agenda, what we will discuss in the future. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so let's start with that. So hope you can see that my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. So so in my total my course content, okay. So I will be start with introduction of the SAP and SAP journey, how it started, okay, and what are the areas will be covered in the material management, okay, and standard business process in MM and special procurement process in MM and integration areas with other modules like we have production planning, sales and distribution, plant maintenance, project systems, quality management, warehouse management. Okay, so there are so many integration areas with the other areas. Okay, and master data, which MM and other areas, which is like configuration. Okay, and reports and enhancement and customizations for you, and ad hoc and interface for use, and data migration process. Okay, and somewhat mock interviews will be conducted at. Okay, so this is the journey. So this is just overview of that. In detail, if you go to that each and every point, there is a multiple contents like if suppose special procurement process we have. So there are 4 to 5 special procurement process are there. So standard business process, different kind of the standard business process are there. Integration areas again, multiple areas are there. Okay, so multiple master data configuration. So there are so many other processes are there, but I'm just giving that overview of this one. what it will be covered. Okay, so any questions here? Any particular point you want to be add here?
From my
Sir,
side.
in this topic, there is a topic like pipelines.
Yeah, special procurement process.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
It will be covered under that's what. So I'm just giving the overview. Okay, but other than this
Okay.
one, when we're just talking about the configuration, most of the although it will be covered like batch management, okay, release strategy, approval strategy, account determinations. Okay, so their
Okay.
contents will be covered. So in detail, I just because in detail, if I go, it will be like 3 to 4 pages, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, Yogesh, you have any questions? Okay, Shankar.
No questions.
Okay, yeah. So this was the I was planning to cover. Okay, so data migration. I hope you are already aware about the data migration. So when we are going to the implementation project or rollout projects, some support projects, there must be a data migration like mass uploads like multiple materials have to be created at a time. Maybe thousands of materials have to be planned to create at a time. Okay, so in generally how it will be like manually I can create one, maximum one or two, right? So but data migration process like we can create a number of materials at a time. Okay, so like data migration process and IDOCs, I think I hope you're aware about it. IDOCs is like a non-SAP to SAP, SAP to SAP integrations, right? And enhancement and customization like so we have the standard process, but still uh, some of the customers they are using customization because they might be looking into the some different way of the screen, the easiest way to the users. So in that case, they will go with enhancement and customization. Or might be they have some customization field they want to be add. So those are the come under the enhancement and customization. And reports, obviously, analytical reports like how we can see that a number of purchase orders which is created today, a number of stock we received today. So like how we can see these reports and all. Okay, and coming to master data, this is a one-time record will be created. So based on this master data only, we can going forward be creating the purchase orders, purchase requisition, course receipt, all transaction data will be happen. So these are the like the contents, overview contents. Okay, but in details, okay, when we discussing about the point to point, we'll discuss about that what contents will be discussed. Okay, clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So let's go to this one. Okay. So coming to introduction part. Okay. So how many you people know? Maybe Yogesh, you already aware about the SAP. What is that SAP? So Shankar, did you aware about that SAP? What do you mean by SAP and why we need to use the SAP and when
Yes,
it is started SAP?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you give me that brief about SAP? How it is like?
SAP full form is a service application and product in data process.
Mhm.
It is used to convert non-SAP users users to SAP. It will make them easy to integrate with other teams like sales department, finance, and account, like that. To like it is a easy access stream for everyone. If
Mhm.
any team update something means it will seen by every team.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, so somewhat it's okay. Understanding is SAP, but okay, what exactly SAP stands for? Okay, if you see that SAP stands for Systems Application and Product in Database Processing. Okay, so why we need SAP and what exactly is SAP? Okay, so SAP is a ERP package. Okay, so ERP software. So why we need this software? If you suppose, let's say if you started your company, let's say if you start a small company, let's assume that. Okay, so how you will be starting your company, like assets, defining the assets and finding the products what you want to be, and finding the place and finding the right financial aspects and okay, and finding the customers. Okay, so these all to be located into the your company. When you started your company, the goals will be like obviously my deliverables, obviously my customer deliverables on time. Okay, because always it is like the customer can believe when you supplying the goods on time, when you like you promote how it you did the promotion. Okay, how you did the like you promised that okay I can supply tomorrow, so that means he is believing that you can supply these goods on time tomorrow. Okay, so how you can give this assurance to the customer? When you have the proper data, when you have the planning, and when you have that right data, then only you can assure, you can give that assurance to the customer, boss I can supply this goods, right? So SAP software, what will be happen? Okay, when it is started, okay, like tomorrow you suppose, let's say you agreed to the customer, uh, tomorrow I can supply, but did it really you can supply these goods? So the system, SAP system, what will be do? It will be analyzing that, okay, when it will be exactly available, the stock availability. Okay, then the system will tell you that boss don't agree this one tomorrow because it is not possible we can supply tomorrow. So it's the timeline to backward or forward, like we have to be checking to the vendor available stock and the existing stock and all these things aspects, everything it will be checked that okay, suppose I don't have the stock, then I have to create the purchase orders and get it the stock from the vendor, then I can promote that okay I can supply on the maybe day after tomorrow, I can give that some Sunday. So this promise, when you can do, okay, when you have the proper data, when you have the proper data and when you have the proper planning. Okay, so if it is a small organization, okay, it is not, it's not difficult. Okay, I can manage one or two products. But when you started, it's like medium and high level enterprises. What will be happen? Okay, there are so many materials you have, so many articles you have, so many products you have. Okay, so every product if you want to analyze and all these things, it's very difficult, right? So the ERP software is the proper package, it is enterprise package. What it will give? It started from sales, like customer order, and ending with the delivery, customer delivery. Okay, that will give that. Okay, that will give properly, clearly explain to that. Okay, I can supply these goods on this time. Okay, so here it is telling that. Okay, if you see that. Okay, so you can see here SAP stands for System Application and Products. So when it started, it is started at 1972. Okay, there are five people from IBMs. Okay, ex IBMs. They are started with small software. Okay, that was a R1 real-time tire architecture, one-time architecture. So they started small software. Okay, that will give that how it will be helpful to the customers, how it will be helpful to the enterprises. That they explained. Okay, so it started with 1972. So the basic thing is it's a ERP software package. So in the society we have so many ERP softwares are there. Okay, SAP is one of the leading ERP package, which is number one leading position. Okay, so we can compare like Oracle and like we can compare that to SAP. So SAP is the leading position. Okay, so we have so many customers are there around globally. Okay, so any questions on this one, introduction part?
No, sir.
No, no question from my side.
Okay, so you understand that why we are using SAP, because it's a proper manner, it is designed a proper manner. Okay, so that the company never miss that deliveries on time, what promised that to the customer. Okay, if it is not possible, then directly they will say that okay, it's not possible, boss. Okay, I can supply this good. So if you're going to the, suppose, let's say if you're going to the nearest store, or if you go to nearest metros, okay, you're finding some product. Let's say you're finding some product. So it's not there in the store. Then the store, what they will do? They will search in that. Okay, when it is available. Okay, so they are planning that. Okay, from other plant it is available. From that plant to here, it will be take minimum 2 days, and packing and then it is unloading, loading charge, loading, and the transportation, everything it will be take 5 days. The system is giving that okay, boss, I can supply on the 14th or 15th. So that's what we just giving exact date. It is available on that date. Okay. So coming to here, okay. So this is why the journey. Okay, if you started with it started with 1972, and it is started with then 1979 and 1992. They are keep on upgrading to the soft system. Okay, and they are introduced that new functionalities every time, and then the finally now we are going in the S4 HANA. Okay, ECC also it is there, and S4 HANA it is there. So what is exactly it is R1 and R2, R3, and what is this actually? So R1 is real-time one-time architecture. Okay, what do you mean by that? In a single system, okay. So generally, when you are operating the SAP system, generally we need presentation layer. We have the presentation layer, and we have the application layer, and we have database layer. So what do you mean by database layer? Database layer is nothing but like a storing purpose. When there is a data which is coming, like maybe I just created a purchase order, so where it actually is storing here, it is storing in the database table that will be stored in the database. Okay, and when other than this one, we need presentation layer and application layer. So what is the presentation layer? So the user friendly, okay, what he operating from the front end screen. So like I can log into the SAP login pad, and that means I'm just connecting to SAP software and entering that, okay, this is the material number, this is the quantity, and this is the vendor number. This is, so that is the presentation layer. I can see the view of the reports, I can see the data, what we entering that. All this is a presentation layer. Then application layer, what is the application layer? Okay, once you enter this data, the system is validating whether these are valid data or it is not valid data. So the application server is like a kind of the program which will be validating that the data which is already there. Suppose I just entered a material number, then it will checking that, okay, in the database whether this material number is exist or not exist. Okay, then I entered the vendor number. Okay, I entered the different numbers. Okay, so all it will be like, it will be validated in the application layer, it will be processed in the application layer. So that was the application layer, presentation layer, and database layer. So at initial 1972, what they did, they started with a single system. In the single system itself, they're including that application layer, the presentation layer, and database layer. So what will be happen if it is a single purchase order or 2 to 3 purchase order per day? Okay, it will be taking like a little bit time, like one purchase order. If I want to create, it is taking long time, maybe 20 minutes or 15 minutes to create that purchase order. Okay, because it is like in the single system, it is there. So there is too much load. It is there. Okay, when there is a keep on the data which is loading into the system. Okay, and there are so many other customers they are using at high level. So the what they understood that, okay, this is taking a long time, so we need to upgrade this one. So then what they did, they started with the two-tier architecture. Okay, so the two-tier architecture, like presentation layer and application layer, be in the one system, and database layer system in the different system. That is mainframe like. Okay, so then again, the keep on customers are increasing. Like at 1979 and 1982, 1987, like there are so many customers they include. They are starting to use this software because there is some usage to the customer. Okay, they understood that, okay, this software is very helpful to the our organization. So they started keep on organizing, and the big companies, they have started to using that. So when there is a load is more, so then the application layer and the presentation layer is giving too much time to, again it is taking long time. So that again the customers they are not satisfied with that time taking process. Then at 1992 they started with that, okay, each and every have the separate system. Okay, so the database system is separate, and application system is separate, and presentation system is separate. Okay, so that was the R3. So three-tier architecture. So this way we have the presentation layer separately, application layer separately, and database layer separately. And here there is one more case it is there. So if the customer is not happy with our database, suppose let's say, they can connect with the third-party database. Like we have the DBMS and we have the Microsoft. So there are so many other database systems are there. So they can use that database as well. Okay, and they can connect to the SAP system. Okay, so So 1992, we have a R3 system. That means we are connecting to the other database systems. Okay, and then it is slowly they are added to web and pros, web connectivity, how we can connect from Google, how we connecting now Flipkarts and everything. Like in the SAP system also, web and pro, which like we can connect into from the HMTL connectivity. Then they started with service-oriented architecture, and then now we are using in-memory computing. What do you mean by in-memory computing? It's like a in-memory database. That means, so if we want to use the S4 HANA system, okay, so the HANA S4 HANA system itself, the HANA database will be there. So that means it's a inbuilt in-memory database. So we cannot use the third-party database here. Okay, it will be already inbuilt in the S4 HANA system. Okay, so what do you mean by service oriented architecture? It's like a predefined, like, okay, if you see that, okay, service oriented architecture, like if suppose I'm using the dairy farm, okay, I have the dairy farm, or you have the application AFS industry, or IS retail, IS oil. So every organization, every business have their own style of the different kind of the business, like different variants I can use. Let's example, if I have the garments, okay, I'm using like Nike showroom. So what I have, that I have t-shirt, but again in the t-shirt I have the full collar and without collar, and again colors, different sizes of colors, different sizes, XL, L. So there are different kind of variants are there. Okay, so what it is like service oriented architecture. Okay, the SAP enterprise services are SAP defined web services which provides the end-to-end business process. That means it's some kind of this process will be defined for this kind. Suppose if I'm using IS retail, so I have to go with the IS retail related SAP. Okay, so we have the IS retail related SAP which we different, and normal manufacturing related ECC is different. Okay, so if I want to use this one, I can go to industry specific process. Okay, so then there will be a different variants how to be activated, and different, again the materials will be created in the variant levels. Okay, generic articles. Okay, so there is a pre-pack articles, so there are so many process will be different. Okay, so that's what manufacturing industry is different, food industry is different, and again pharma is different, and the garments is different, and apparel and footwear industry is different, retail industry is different, and oil industry is different. Okay, so that SAP is given that, okay, each and every industry specific related predefined solutions they provide. Okay, so this is why the journey, SAP journey. So let's start understanding about that. Okay, so the first thing is R1. It's 1972. Okay, so which I defined that all layers like presentation, application, database are in the same system. Okay, so this is what which we are R1. It's 1972. It started. So who started this one? 1972.
IBM employees.
Yeah, IBM employees. So they started this software. Okay, so you can see here the names and all. Here it is presented. Okay, this for 5 people they are started. Okay, 1972. So where it is located? It is Germany. It is located. Okay, SAP main it is like Germany. It is located. So we should not call SAP. Okay, one thing, please make a note that. So we should not call a SAP. We always should call as a SAP. So pronunciation should be like SAP, not SAP. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So do you know that what is the reason? Anyone?
Different meaning. If you look into
Sorry?
the SAP, SAP has a different meaning. If you look into the Google dictionary.
Okay. So what is that meaning?
Yes. I guess that is the reason why they have changed. They are asking.
Yeah. So what is that meaning? Do you know that?
I'm not sure about the meaning.
Okay. Okay. So in the Germany, okay, SAP is like an animal name. Okay. It's like a pig. We can say like a pig. Some. Okay. So that's why they will not call SAP. Okay. So always we should call as a SAP. So that's what when we pronouncing that SAP consultant, not SAP consultant. Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so this is the first journey. It started with 1972. Okay, and there are so many other changes happened, and mainframe architecture they come into that. They started with R2. R2 is nothing but like a two-tier architecture, real-time two-tier architecture. Okay, then it started with 1992. It started with R3 and the ECC, enterprise central component. Okay, so what do you mean by central component? Any idea about that? Enterprise central component, what do you mean by it? So component and central, it's simple. Central component like a, if we have the multiple areas are there. Suppose like production people are there, sales people are there, material management people are there, quality management people are there, sales people are there. Okay, plant maintenance people are there, project systems people are there. So HR department is there, accounting department are there. So there are so many departments are there, right? So I can, by using this software, SAP system software, I can communicate any information centrally to all the areas. Like suppose I'm creating purchase order. So this information I can pass to the finance team. So that centrally it is located and we can see, anyone can see that information. When they have the roles, they have authorization, they can see that information. So centrally located and it is connecting to all the areas. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
And R3 is a three-tier architecture, which I say that database layer, application layer, presentation layer is all separate. Okay, clear? So
Yeah.
when it is separate, obviously the whenever maybe if it, suppose database layer is there, let's say, okay, so maybe I'm using that 100 GB or 200 GB, 500 GB, 1 terabyte, okay, 2 gigabyte. So depends on my working loads. I can change that. Okay, I can change my memory. I can increase my memory. Okay, and I can use that. Okay, I can take the backup of database. Okay, so this everything with it is possible, right? And now what will be happen now? On cloud also it is there. On cloud and on premises. What is the difference on cloud and on premises?
On cloud,
Ever got that? On premises and on cloud?
on premises, that means it is there in your premises. I mean,
Come again, sorry.
on premises isn't the system is basically, I mean, you can install it in your premises, and on cloud that means it is globally connected.
Okay.
Like a server, sir.
Correct. So on premises is nothing but like the server itself. It is located in the your area. That means client area, client location. Okay. So if anyone, if you observe that, if you maybe if you already worked on the SAP system, right? Okay. If you are working in the client location, there will be a separate server room. Okay. They will be maintaining this on this on premises server. Like they will be maintain the server and the proper temperature, like 4 degrees temperature. So there will be a limit. There is something temperature we have to maintain. Okay. Obviously 24/7 and 365 days you should be maintained at temperature. It should not be, it should be in the cool place. It should be maintained like 404 degrees temperature, cool place. Okay. Okay. So on cloud, what is the on cloud?
It is a like it is like an online server.
Yeah, it's kind of an online server. Yeah,
It basically, I mean, it does not depend on the hardware that we are using for on premises.
okay. So on premises is nothing but like behalf of my behalf of mine, my database is maintained in the some other place, like maybe some service provider, service oriented a service provider, they are maintaining server. Okay, they are providing that. Okay, this is they are maintaining all these things, like we said temperature and we said that maintenance, proper maintenance. So they are the responsibles. Whoever they're providing the service oriented, they are the responsible for the my data. So the data which will load in the cloud server. Okay, so it's not like that without server it is not possible. It will be with server only, but someone they're maintaining in behalf of my company, my client. Okay, so they are the service providers. Okay, so how we can say example, if you want to say example, okay, if I have the mobile, okay, my 256 GB I have mobile. Okay, so I have my data completely fully loaded 256 GB. Now what I can do now, I can take that Google Drive or some one Google account, or I can take some other third party SharePoint folder. I can store my data. That means, so they are the service providers, they are storing my data. Okay, so like on cloud, what will be happen? Okay, I cannot go with the customize, complete customize. Okay, I can only can go whatever the standard which is there in the on cloud server. But if it is the on premises, I can go with my customization. Like if suppose I have the development system, quality system, production system. Okay, if I have on premises, what I can do, I can limit it the memory to the development system. I can limit it to the quality system. I can maintain separate system for the separate to server room and separate to temperature to the production system. And somewhat I can customize that. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what. So I can go with the on-cloud server and I can go with the on-premises. But what will be happen on-cloud server? It is like a monthly basis. Like we have to be, they will be charged some amount on monthly basis. Okay, and on-premises, obviously it is also expensive because you have to be allowed some room, and every time you need to be looking to that. You have to be observed that, you have to maintain that, and there should be a proper generator and proper power. Okay, everything it will be like, okay, or else the total will be crashed. Okay, in case if suddenly there is some problems, maybe power shortage or something which is there, then obviously it will be impact on the our servers as well, right? So that's what, right? If you see that last time, what will be happen suddenly, their teams and all, it is not working. So maybe what the problem, maybe there was some servers problem or something, like the teams it is not working, some of the users, right? So like these are the all, it will be like on cloud and on premises, like. Okay, so any questions on this one?
No, sir.
Any questions?
No question.
Okay, so now it's like S4 HANA. Okay, so ERP also it is there, and S4 HANA also it is there. So what SAP suggested that, okay, I can give assurance till 2025, 2030 to the whoever they are using ECC. Okay, but going forward in future 2030, or okay, so initially they are giving 2025, but they extended to 2030 around. Okay, so later after 2030. So SAP will not provide any support to ECC system. That means ERP system. Okay, ECC 6.0, ECC 5.0, ECC 4.7. Okay, whoever they are using this ECC system. So the SAP, they are not supporting after this limited lock period. Okay, so they must be upgraded to S4 HANA. And what is S4 HANA? And what it is useful to the users, client, and why they are too interested with the S4HANA. Okay, so these are the very important to understand that. Okay, when I'm just talking about S4HANA and ECC. Okay, so ECC is it's like a only transaction process. Like if suppose I can give limited to the report, like I can take the classical report, I can take the ALV report, I can generate the report like Excel file, how it is like Excel file. But if it's coming to S4 HANA, I can show somewhat like graphical, graphical way, I can show the report. Okay, and moreover, the memory it's like inbuilt memory. In S4 HANA, it is inbuilt memory. That means, okay, instead of if it is taking 2 minutes time to create a purchase order in the ECC, instead of that, within the 2 minutes, I can create 10 to 50 purchase orders in the S4HANA. So the speed also, it is too much speed in the S4HANA compared to ECC. Okay, and moreover, in the S4HANA, it's a user-friendly screen design. Like I can operate like Fury apps. There is a apps, it's like mobile apps, how it is like we are using Netflix and how we are using Amazon Prime. Like we have the Fury apps, it is there, it is designed, okay, for a user-friendly. Okay, instead of I'm just manually entering and I can capture that, okay, in the ECC. I can by click on the app, I can operate that. I can easily create the purchase orders and transactional data. Okay, and moreover, in the ECC, there are so many database tables are there. Okay, so what they did, few of the database where it is taking long time in the ECC, what they did, they changed that, they absolute those tables and they created the it's like a row and column based tables in the S4HANA. Okay, so that's what so the clients are also very happy with the S4HANA and they are ready to go with the S4HANA. So most of the people, they are converting to S4HANA, but still some of the people, they are not yet converted to S4HANA because of the they might be looking into the cost and other expenses, because in generally, if the SAP software, if they want to go with implementation, okay, minimum to minimum, a small organization, if you want to go, it will be like 5 crores. Okay, so it's like minimum start with like 1 crore, 2 crores, 5 crores, like it is minimum, it will be start like that. Okay, too expensive. Okay, so when there is a obviously when there is a features added, obviously client also very happy because they can save the more time and they can save the more manpower. Okay, and so obviously they can go with that, upgrading to that new features, because they're getting additional new features in the S4HANA. So obviously they are looking into that. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
So this is the 4th generation. So if you see that, if you're talking about R1, R2, R3, 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier architecture, now it is S4, 4th generation of, okay, simple suite, okay, business suite. Okay, so it's very easy. I can easily operate that simply by Fury apps, and easily I can operate to create a purchase orders, and easily I can do all the transactions. Okay, even like the technical level also, it's very easy. They can easily can do the some customized reports. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So this like a whole AP OLTP. I'll show you. Let me just open that. OLAP and OLTP. Okay. So what do you mean by this one, OLAP, OLTP? So S4HANA will come under the both OLAP and OLTP. But ECC it is like OLTP. Okay. So what it is here, it is a transactional. If you see that transactional and analytical. Okay. And this is the only transfer. In case, see in the ECC, what will be happen if you want to suppose client, they are looking into that, some graphical report they are looking into it. Suppose annual sales report, they want to see that annual sales report in the graphical ways, like barcode bar levels, like okay, the levels of bars they want to see, or they want to see in the pie diagram. Okay, this is not possible in the ECC. Okay, if they want to go with this those kind of the reports, they obviously have to go with the BW. Okay, business warehousing. Okay, so there will be like BI, BW, okay, or some customized related third party tools they have to go for the analytical reports. But now what will be happening in the S4HANA? Okay, they also be included the analytical reports. Some of the basic level they can see that in the analytical level. So is it required BW in the S4HANA? Yeah, it is required. When it is required, if a high level, if I'm looking into high level analytical program, then obviously required. But in the S4HANA, what will be happen? Basic level, okay, basic level pie picture, pie diagrams, basic level bars, basic level of diagrams. If you want to see, okay, then I can see in the S4HANA level only. The Fury apps I can see directly. But if you want high level, then obviously you need BW on HANA again. So there will be like BW on HANA Studio, and there will be like BW on HANA and Studio, HANA Studio. Okay, so this is required. But when it is required, if you looking at high level, okay, high level customized pie diagrams. If it is you're looking at the standard one, which is like if I want to see that stock or last 1 year purchase orders, 1 year sales, or 1 year like customization stock. So all these things, if you want to see, I can see in the S4HANA itself, in the diagram level. But in the ECC, that is not possible. Okay, if you want, you should go with the BW and BIBW level. Okay, so this is what OLTP and OLAP. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, so so this is what it started 2015. Okay, but actually it started 2011 only. Okay, so simple finance. Okay, it started like 2011. It started with HANA database. So initially the SAP introduced that HANA database. Okay, that means whoever they are using third-party database, okay, like Oracle database and Microsoft other third-party database, wherever they are using. So SAP suggested that, okay, you can use the HANA database. This is too faster than the Oracle database and other databases. Okay, so it started with the 2011 HANA database. So HANA database is different, HANA is different, S4HANA is different. Clear?
Got it.
Okay, HANA database is a database which is only for the database purpose, storing purpose. Okay, database purpose. But S4HANA is a suite like business applications, like all purchase orders, purchase requisition, sales orders, all these things. Okay, so that's what. So at final 2015, 2012, simple finance it is there. Okay, started. Then the procurement and sales and other areas, when it started in 2015. Exactly, the launch with S4HANA. Okay, so that was the next generation business suite designed to work in a truly connected digital world. So I can connect to other third-party systems as well easily, right? So like non-SAP systems, SAP systems, other systems, Oracle to SAP, SAP to Oracle, okay, Oracle to some EDP systems, okay, downstream and upstream. What do you mean by upstream and what is it downstream?
Sorry, could you please repeat?
Upstream and downstream. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by upstream and downstream? Upstream and downstream. Anyone have idea? Let's say, suppose I have the SAP system here. This is the SAP system. Okay. Now I have that there is a top up, there is a hybrid. Hybrid is the non-SAP system, some third-party system. Okay, and down to that, I have some BW system and EDP system like. Let's say I have that EDP system. Okay, so this is also non-SAP system.
Okay.
Okay, and the above also it's non-SAP system. Okay, let's assume that I'm also have the one more system, which is also like SAP system, which is I have one more system like BW system, SAP BW. Okay. Okay. Now what will happen? Okay. Initially, okay, let's say Hybrid is the online e-commerce platform. Online e-commerce platform. So e-commerce platform is what do you mean by that? E-commerce platform. What do you mean by e-commerce platform? If you see
Amazon,
that Flipkart,
Flipkart.
Amazon, okay, and eBay, so wherever you see that, Okay, in front end, when I just connected to the Amazon, I can order some products. Okay, so that will be happen in the hybrid system or e-commerce system. If I say e-commerce system.
Yeah.
Okay, so what will be happen? This is a separate system. They will get only orders from the customer. Okay, they will get orders from customers. Okay, that orders will be replicated into the SAP system, and they will check that, okay, whether stock is available or not. Okay, and whether if it is stock is not available, then they will purchase from the vendors. If the stock is available now, if the stock is available, then they will be planning to the customer delivery. So that means only in the hybrid level, what will happen? They'll get the orders and they will be updating the status. But other than this one, physically the stock movements, everything, it will be happen from the SAP. Okay. So in this case, this is the upgrade upstream. Okay, and this is middleware. Now, if I see that this is EDP, okay, and or if it is a BW, okay. So what will happen once the data which is done, if it is customer delivery, it's done, all that it's related. So I can see in the EDP or I can see in the BW that data analysis, like analytical reports. Okay, so what they can see that, okay, the entire 1 year the sales data which is uploaded here. That means from SAP to EDP system, the data flowing that whatever the sales which is happened, whatever the stock is dispatched, whatever the customer orders we received, whatever the profit which we got, all this information which will be flowed to the other third party system. So that is what they are using for the analytical purpose. So the data when it is coming from SAP to other systems, that is a downstream. When I'm getting from the other system, then that is a upstream. Okay,
Got it.
okay, so this upstream and downstream. Okay, so that is very easy. So these will be connected like APIs and SFTP. Okay, there are so many other possibilities are there. Okay, so we can connect it. So the middle, in the middle there is a middleware here. Okay, suppose let's say middle MuleSoft it is there. Okay, some other third party Jabra is there. So there are some middleware softwares are there. By using that softwares, they can use the API connectivity, and they will be connecting from hybrid system to SAP system. Okay, there is two different ways are there. Okay, so that is what, like, that is very easy. Okay, clear? So that's what SAP S/4HANA is. The simple suite, and it's like 4th generation, and it's very easy to operate and user friendly. Okay. Moreover, it is like a OLAP and OLTP. That is like analytical design. Also, we can see analytical and transactional. Both I can see. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you see that this is the example, I'm just giving the small example, right? So how is like process will be started in the overview of work. Okay. So let's assume that demand is customer demand. It is like sales order created. Okay. So once the sales order which is created, the system it is creating dependent requirements and independent requirements in the MRP. MRP is nothing but like a material requirement planning. Okay, so material requirement planning is nothing but like as I said that how you can promise to the customer. Okay, once you have the stock availability and once you have the proper planning, so that planning and all it will be happen in the MRP, material requirement planning. Okay, then if suppose goods are there, finished goods is there, whatever the customer ordered, that goods are available. So then what I can do, I can immediately send to warehouse, and they can start picking and packing and ready for the dispatching to customer. In case, okay, in case if they don't have, suppose let's say suppose, okay, in case the goods are not available here, suppose I don't have the goods. Okay, what I can do, I can plan for that. Okay, the system immediately generating the plan orders or purchase requisition. So when the planners will be generated, when purchase requisition will be generated, if it is in-house production, that means the finished goods we are producing inside the product, inside the our warehouse, the own production, then the system will be generated a plan orders. If suppose it is buying from outside and like trading goods, then it will be generated a purchase requisition. In case if it is like production related, again the system will check that to produce this finished goods, what components it is required. What exactly the components which is like raw materials, packing materials, semi-finished goods, what exactly it is required. Okay, so again the components whether it is available or not available, they will check. Okay, if it is available, then it will go to production order. Okay, this component. If it is not available, again it will be create a purchase request and purchase orders, goods receipt. Okay, so basically our material management process will be started like purchase request and purchase orders, goods received, invoice receipt, like. Okay, so this is the account payables. What do you mean by account payables? We are paying amount to the vendor. That's why the account payables. Once we receive the goods. Okay, so if I receive the stock, then I can issue to the production department. The production order will be processed the production, and they will be confirmed that okay, the final product which is produced. Okay, then again packing, then delivery, then bill to customer, and get the account receivables. Account receivables is nothing but like we are receiving the amount from the customer. Okay, so this is the process like generally how it like if it is a make to order scenarios. Okay, this is the process it will be flow. Okay, so there is a two cases like make to order and make to stock. So anyone have the idea about make to stock? Anyone have the idea about make to stock? It's very simple. Okay, make to order and make to stock. Okay, most of the businesses like make to order, make to stock. What do you mean by make to stock? Make to stock is nothing but like okay, if I can maintain the some level of the stock always. Okay, if suppose I have the raw materials. Okay, so irrespective of the demands or irrespective of the orders, okay, what I can do, I'm just maintaining some levels of my product. When the level is going down, suppose I'm just assuming that this material here always it is required 1,000 pieces in my store. Suppose it's going down to that 1,000 pieces, like 990, 950, 960, like, then immediately the system will give the alert that boss, actually your minimum stock levels are 1,000, but now your stock is 950. So immediately you just write the plan orders or it may be purchase requisition. Okay, so that's what it is make to stock. It means that when the stock fall down to our levels, then immediately the system will give the alert and will be creating the purchase requisition or plan orders. Okay, make to order when it will happen. Okay, make to order is like a customer requirements. Okay, always it's like customer requirement. When the customer created order based on the customer requirement, I can prepare the product and I can supply that goods to the customer. So here individually the customer requirement we are planning. So that is a make to stock. Clear?
I have a question okay, here.
Yeah, please.
So we usually set the reordering point for make to
Correct.
stock, right?
Exactly.
So this reordering point is usually set at the plant level or at the storage location level.
It's a plant level we can do, or individual store location level also we can do.
Okay.
Okay, there is the two cases. So
Okay.
mostly it is like a production planning people will design that. Okay, so if in case if you want to do at store location level, you can do that. Okay,
Okay.
or if you want to do it at plant level, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because so what you like sometime what will be happen, each store location have their own different way of the handling, right? So obviously they can go ahead with that. Okay, clear?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, yeah. Any questions here? Okay, so I think it's 9 o'clock. Okay, now I'm just giving the timelines. It's like 45 days to 60 days. Okay, so we'll be like covering that all in depth. Okay, because uh, once you enter into the system, so you should not be struggled that what actually it is like. So we just covering all the process. what it is required for material management. Okay. So the entire course is like 45 days to 60 days. Okay. And what it will be covered like introduction, theoretical, like what are the different process we have. So initially it like 10 to 15 days. It will be covered like theoretically. Okay, in depth, what is the process like, different special procurement process, what is the standard business process, what is the movement types, what is the other process like. Okay, then we'll go with the practical. Okay, and covering that the practical, what it is required, and what configuration it is required, what master data is required, what transaction data is required. Okay, all these things will be covered. Then we'll be covering on the developments, what it is necessary, functional specifications, and what are the database tables you have to learn, and what are the enhancement, what is the BAPI, BADI, those everything. Okay, what is the idea about that, worry of that, and then migration related, different kind of migration process like LSMW. Okay, and we have the recording sections, how we can do the recording. Okay, and there will be like LTMC, now new process, so that will be covered. Okay, then we can have some mock interviews. Once you completed that, maybe we can plan in middle of that. Maybe once completed 5 to 10 topics, we can have the mock interviews, or we can at the end of the sections we can have the mock interviews, so that you can also get some idea about that. What exactly it is they will be asking. What are the important questions that? Okay, and moreover, I can provide that some documentation which step by step. Okay, so and I can provide this recording sections. Okay, so this is what overview of this one. So any questions here?
No question from my side.
Okay, and what about others?
No, sir.
Okay, I hope